Hello and welcome to yet another exciting episode of Happy Soul. And this time we are going to journey into the exciting world of shamans. Paul and Neelam today are going to explore with us this incredible world called shamanism.
Shamanism is the world's oldest form of spiritual practice. It is not a modality. It's a way of living one's life. It goes back as far as 100,000 years, and it is the origin of many of the modalities that are actually taught today.
Every healing modality, and shamanism is no different, believes in treating not the symptom or the disease itself, but more going back to the root and the seed of what it is that created that illness in the first place. Heal Your Life author Louise Hay very beautifully explained the correlation between our thoughts, our emotions, and disease. Essentially, our mind is a very powerful tool. It is we who create our disease, and therefore it is only we that can uncreate those diseases as well.
In shamanism, we look at illness and disease in a very different manner. In Western medicine, they will go and look at a symptom and they will target that symptom. In shamanism, we look at illness from the level of the soul.
In fact, it is believed very strongly that when we are not in alignment with our soul, when we are not in alignment on the soul part, when we are not in alignment with our soul gifts, that is when our body manifests something which is called as disease. Disease is not disease, but it is something which is not comfortable at the soul level. The soul is trying to communicate through the body, trying to bring our attention as to what is not in alignment. And that's how we look at disease from the shamanic perspective.
Soul retrieval itself is actually a very powerful shamanic ceremony. It's a ritual that is undertaken by somebody with a great deal of knowledge and practice. What happens is that in our lives, we will have a traumatic event. For some souls, they may say, that's enough, I can't take this anymore. And what will happen is that a portion of one's soul will leave. It goes somewhere where it'll be safe. It's very similar to a lost inner child, if you will.
So when we lose our soul part, we lose certain gifts, we lose certain abilities and capabilities, and hence we do not operate out of our 100% true potential.
And what we will do is that we will go, we will find these soul parts, and then we work, we heal through our guides. We will do work in the healing of that soul part, and then it is brought back to the person.
So when the soul part is brought back, the soul part brings back with itself certain essential gifts and makes us whole again, and hence we operate out of 100% potential. And that is the key component of healing in shamanism.
It was utterly fascinating, journeying into these different realms, retrieving fragments of my soul and becoming energetically whole again. I know a lot of you wonder about all this energy work and how much weight and credibility it actually carries. My point to you, why don't you try it?
In shamanism, we are very powerfully connected with our guides. We work with upper level guides, which are essentially our ascended masters in human form, and those that come from another realm, which are power animals. What the power animals bring to us is that they bring us, I would say, seasoning of our soul. They bring us a tremendous amount of power and capability.
A million adjectives come to mind when I recall my meeting with my power animal. It was exciting, it was powerful, it was very personal and deeply moving as an experience for me. Essentially, power animals are like your spirit guides. They're there to assist you, they're there to help you during your entire shamanic process as you journey into these different lands. They're your guardian angels, and very interestingly, when your vibrations change, so does your power animal.
Power animals represent our own inherent power. And when we lose power, we also invite illness. How do we lose power? Because of trauma, grief, stress. So in a power animal retrieval, we retrieve back the power that we need right now. And we bring in the energy of that power animal who gives us that ability or that power or that empowerment which we need at that point in time.
The way that we, Neelam and I, present shamanism, the way that we feel about it and what we teach, is that shamanism is an open canvas for your soul. In other words, this is where you will begin walking a very sacred and very personal pathway for spiritual growth and evolution.
Well, some healing modalities work with the mind, some work with crystals, some work with angels, some work with the body. Similarly, the difference in shamanism is that it looks at the situation or any teachings from the perspective of a soul.
The goal of shamanism is essentially to direct spiritual energies into your world, either for healing or for whatever purpose it is that you have chosen to walk the shaman path.
What I love most about the shamanic pathway is that there is no on-off switch. It is with you 365 days out of the year, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It lives and it resides right within the center of your heart, the center of your soul.
Beliefs and practices that have been categorized as shamanic have attracted a lot of interest from scholars of various disciplines, be it anthropologists, archaeologists, religious practices, psychologists, historians, and more.
Working with our ancestors is one of the key component also of shamanic practice. And our ancestors believe, just as we believe in Hinduism, कि प्रकृति के कण कण में प्राण होते हैं. Similarly, the fundamental mantra of shamanism is that everything is alive, everything is energy, and everything has a soul. And everything is speaking to us all the time, should we allow ourselves to tune in. And that's the beauty and that's the magic of this practice.
Ancient spiritual practices are deeply rooted in nature. And through shamanism, we find a way, we find a method to strengthen that connection. As the shamans say, it's not just an energetic healing modality. For shamans, it's a way of life. Shamanism isn't only about physical healing. It's about emotional healing, mental healing, and also about strengthening your connection with the spiritual world. If you would like to explore the world of shamans with Paul and Neelam, all you have to do is log on to www.happysoul.in and look for them under our services section. I wish you all love, light, joy, worlds and oceans of healing. And I look forward to seeing you in our next episode.